Hey guys, it is Michelle, so I thought I would do a little lunch video with you guys like I promised. I'm going to be doing some more filming later on as well, but it's about lunchtime here, so we're just going to get started. It's a tiny little plate, and I have it on this video game so that you can see I got a little bit of red cabbage, and I got some leftover spätzle with sauerbraten gravy, so I'm really excited. So yummy. Unfortunately, but I did have some gravy left, and spätzle and gravy is like the best things ever. So I thought while having my lunch, I would talk to you guys. So this morning was an interesting morning. I had to bring Desi for her vet appointment this morning. She had her annual checkup. She's such a well-behaved dog, but the minute that blood work gets involved, oh my goodness, my dog turns into a Tasmanian devil. Like, how are you? So Desi got a clean bill of health. But they had to clean out her ears, and they looked into her mouth, and I don't think any dog likes it when you look into their mouth and play around in their teeth or anything like that. But she got a clean bill of health. Right, she's going to be 10 next month. I can't believe that she's going to be 10 years old already. It's like insane. I remember when we got her. She was this itty bitty little puppy. She didn't even weigh a pound when I brought her home. She was like this big, this cute little thing. She's only like roughly 7 pounds now, but she's a good girl. I love that dog. So that's how I started the morning. The weekend was nothing but rain for us. So I'm going to see my friend later. So I'm hoping it doesn't rain. Her and I would like to go swimming, but we'll see. We'll see how the weather holds up. Not like I haven't swam in the rain before. Yeah, oh. Gravy on me. Sorry. But you know. Can you see that a little bit better? There we go. I'm using a video game to hold the food up so you can see it. It's just a little spätzle and some red cabbage. Nothing crazy. So yeah, so that's how the day started. I am going to do some fashion videos later on. The outfit that I'm wearing. It's not exciting because I had to bring the dog to the vet. So I'll show that outfit, and then we'll show you the outfit that I'm going to be going when I see my friend. So that'll be nice. I'm already doing Christmas shopping, or at least looking around, because my mother wants a few things that are really hard to find. She wants this one Betsy Johnson purse, and it's super cute. But I can't find it. A friend of mine gave me, you've seen in the background of some of my videos, it's a little black purse with a bow on it. My mother loves it. Or she wants it. I'm not going to give her mine. That's not nice. So, I'm going to see if I can find it. But I haven't had much luck because Betsy Johnson has a tons of purses with little bows on them. So, I did attempt to do some shopping this week. I didn't find anything as far as shoes go. You cannot eat this. Little princess has woken up. She's exhausted from her vet appointment. You had it easy. What my doctor does to me, she had to have one little pinch of a needle for some blood work, and you would have thought it was the end of the world. Hello! I'm eating red cabbage and spätzle with gravy. Spätzle and gravy is my favorite thing in the world. My mom made it homemade. It's delicious. There's nothing like mom's homemade cooking, you know? My mom makes the best rouladen, and she makes a really super good Black Forest cake. It's amazing. And this is just pure leaf black tea, unsweetened. They have a lemon version, but I'm not a big fan of that. My mom also makes, she calls them honey bunnies. Red cabbage is pretty good. This is kind of this kind of red cabbage is kind of pickled. I think there's actually apple in it as well. Does it have a sour taste? You can find jarred versions of it in most supermarkets. I love it. I grew up on this stuff. Yes, I am off from work today. I had to bring Desi. Come here, Des. You want to see? Come here. You can kind of see part of her. I'm like, come over. I don't want to like pick her up. Come here. Come on over. Let them see you. There's her little head. She had to go to the vet for her annual checkup today. So we took the day off to bring the baby to the vet. And she had a good day, even though she's not happy with me. I know you're not happy with me. She's going to be 10 next month. She's a good dog. I love her. She's my girl. Right? I know you're not happy with me. She is not happy anytime we have to go to the vet. We have to... The vet's... Everything where I live is fairly far. It's about half an hour, 45 minutes to get to the vet. Isn't bad for around here. But she recognizes some of the areas, like there's a bridge we have to cross and a few other, I don't want to say monuments, but you know what I'm saying. Like there's things that you pass that stand out and she recognizes them. So the minute she sees the one thing, she starts freaking out in the car. It's like, really? Are you serious right now? But anyway, back to storytelling. So yeah, so I tried to go out and find some shoes, and I haven't found anything. I haven't found any clothes either, because I need some new work pants, because the ones I have are falling apart, which really stinks. But I've been really excited because I've been going through some clothes. I always have a pile of things that may or may not be donated. If I still hang on to it, like, because it doesn't fit right or something, I'll hang on to it for a little bit longer and see how it fits. So if you saw my Instagram post yesterday, I had 2 items that actually fit me well again, so I'm really excited. Actually, the shirt never really fit, but I was really happy that it did. I did film a video. That'll be up soon. I just, I didn't have time to do anything live yesterday. A lot of running around. So I just filmed it regularly. I'm telling you guys, Spätzle and gravy are like my favorite thing. I'm doing good, Ramon. How are you? And I'm going to film like a couch video a little bit later on. I'm going to hang out with my friends. I'm not sure what we're doing. Depending on the weather, is going to dictate what we'll be doing. And I have been super into makeup palettes lately. It's a little bad. Because palettes aren't cheap. A lot of them aren't anyway. Like, mostly a palette will run you like 50 bucks. And so my last live video, I finally found... Oh, cool. Are you going anywhere special for vacation, Ramon? My vacation's coming up again soon. I'm very excited. Oh, what was I saying? Man, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I need some new clothes. I haven't found anything recently. Just not my style. But I've been going through my donation thing. Well, that's cool. I've been going through my donation box and trying things on, so it's kind of like shopping in your closet, which is kind of nice. But I do want to get some pieces and add it to my collection as well. My shoe collection is dying. I haven't removed the fringe from that one shoe yet. I'm going to, though, because it's going to be the cutest little pump ever when I do it. I'm going to try to do that today. Do a little laundry. Do some shoe doctoring. And then go hang out later. Oh wow, cool. Good for you, Ramon. That's awesome. I have a vacation coming up in about 2-3 weeks. I can't wait to go to the beach. I'm like dying. I love the salt water. The last time I went out that way, you guys know I love the Cape. And the last time we went out that way, a lot of things changed. Not necessarily for bad, but different than what we're used to. Why are you looking at my knee? It's sometime in September. I gotta look at the dates because, to be honest with you, I'm not sure. So, but I'm looking forward to going. Last time I went, like I said, one of my friends from the Cape passed away. I was really sad about that. I have a feeling that They've closed down his shop completely because it was family owned. He had a few of them. I got a strong inclination that it's been closed. I hope I'm wrong, though. The one hotel that I liked staying at was bought by somebody else. And, they're not open this year, which stinks because I love that place. I mean, my favorite we're going to. This was my second favorite. I would go there if I couldn't get rooms at the one that I like. I would get rooms there. And if we went twice a year, I would switch it up between the two. So it's going to be interesting to see how things have changed a little bit. I'm looking forward to it, though. I just want to spend time on the ocean. That's all I care about. Is having my feet in that beautiful salt water. When I went to Bermuda, we went by cruise ship, and it's awesome to go on a cruise ship. The only downside is if you're doing a week, half of that time is spent on the ocean. So you're only really on the island for about 3 days. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, trust me, it's a small island, so you can do it in 3 days. You took a cruise to Bermuda too. Did you like it? I loved it, to be honest with you. It was really great. I can't wait to go back. But the one day, here's story time. Probably should finish my lunch. I'll bring it closer to me. So the first day, Joe didn't pack enough clothes. There was a lot of drama. It took us about 2 days to get to Bermuda. And then they, like, rushed back. Like, it took 2 days to get there. And then it took us, like, a day to get back. Something like that. A day and a half. Roughly. I might be doing a live after the day after lunch. Definitely. So anyway. Our first day in Bermuda. We went, Joey did not pack enough clothing. Because prior to going, we had a few issues. And, it was just crazy. Yeah, actually, we did take the cruise ship from New Jersey. I think New Jersey and New York City are the only ones that I know of that go to Bermuda. At least in the area that I'm from. There may be some in the Carolinas, I think. Although our ship had all kinds of people from Tennessee, Carolinas, and stuff on it. Driving in... Oh, Boston does too. You know what? I should have done Boston. That's closer. I should have thought about that. Anyway. Jersey driving, I don't like. It's not fun. I don't like. I don't want to do it again. Not fun. But anyway. He didn't have enough clothing packed because there was a huge fiasco a couple days leading up to our trip. I'm not going to get into the details of it because I just don't want to talk about negativity right now. But he only literally packed enough clothing for about 3 days. So now, we're looking for a laundromat because the ship we took, it didn't really, they had a cleaning service, but it would take like 2 days to get your clothes back. Again, it was a big ship. So, the chances, I mean, he was going to have no clothes for 2 days. So, we had to find a laundromat. So, the first day, I wanted to check out Horseshoe Bay. We were docked in, oh my god. It's called the Dockyard. Oh my god. I can't remember. Oh my goodness. I'm losing my mind. But anyway. So, I wanted to see Horseshoe Bay. Because it's like the most famous of the beaches there. Everybody talks about, and it's beautiful, guys. It's really, really pretty there. It's totally worth it. Took us by bus about half an hour because you can rent things to like drive, but it may be different for other countries, but it is very crowded in Bermuda, yes, because it's very small. But anyway, you can rent like little mopeds and stuff like that, or scooters, but they drive on the opposite side of the road than Americans do. And I don't trust, I'll be honest with you, I've been driving on one side of the road my entire life. I didn't have what's the word I'm looking for here? Because you're so set in your ways, I didn't want to make a mistake, because that happens. You hear about it all the time on the island, about people getting hurt on scooters and stuff, because they forget, like, how to drive on these roads. So we just got bus passes, and the buses were, it's like riding a roller coaster, how fast these guys go, at least how it feels. They're probably not doing any more than 30, but the roads are really, really windy. And, but the hibiscus flowers are so pretty. Like, there's flowers and stuff everywhere. Really, really cool. So we took that to, Horseshoe Bay. And that's really, really pretty. But it's a huge tourist attraction. And there's people everywhere. And Joey and I, we try to find hidden beaches and coves. That's what we like to do. It's such a small island. It's difficult to find those places. We found one. If you ever go to Bermuda, do yourself a favor. Do not go to a place called Sea Glass Bay. Don't do it. It's literally tons of broken glass all over it. We heard about this from another group of people that we found when we were there. And it was full of glass. It sounded cute, like, oh, Sea Glass Bay. I think it's called Glass Bay, to be honest with you, because this isn't like old glass. I'm sure you could find it. But this is like mostly new broken stuff. Like you may need a tetanus shot. And while we were there, somebody actually stepped on something and they had to get help. We didn't stay there very long. But I understood why. It was abandoned. And it's behind like these houses and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of hidden away for a reason. But Horseshoe Bay was beautiful. So we were there for a little bit. We really didn't bring any beach stuff. It was just shorts. I had my purse with me. We really weren't ready for swimming. So, he's like, well, we need to find a place to wash my clothes because I have no clothing. And I'm like, okay. So on our way to Horseshoe Bay, we did pass a laundromat, but it didn't even look like it was in business anymore. It looked run down. I mean, at least compared to, like, American, like, boat bay. That's pretty cool. I'm sorry, guys. The one thing I hate more than anything, the beautiful thing about having a cell phone when you first got them back in the day was telemarketers would call you on your house phones. Now, most people don't have house phones, so the idiots call you on your stupid cell phone, and that's just what happened. So I do apologize if that interrupted it. So anyway, like I was saying, this thing looked like it was abandoned. So we went back to get his clothes, and I'm slightly annoyed because, you know, doing laundry takes time. I, at this point, would rather have him, like, just do it on the ship, and we'll find a place and buy yourself some clothes, even if it's touristy stuff at this point. So, we go to the ship, and then we get off, and there's, I'm not sure what they're called, but they have, like, guards everywhere. You have your TSA when you get back on your ship, but there's, like, local guards or police officers. I'm really not sure what their titles are, but they're really super nice. I'm going to tell you, everybody there, I didn't have a bad experience with anybody I met there. They were all super friendly and super nice. They were awesome. So we asked these officers as we were coming, we got his laundry and we're coming off the ship and we're walking, because we're going to go back to the bus station, and they recommended the exact same place that I had seen. And I'm like, I don't think it's open, but okay. So we get there and there's nobody there. There's not even a human being running the place. It's called Bermuda's first coinless, or cashless laundromat. The problem with this is, now, the majority of the island, you can use American money or Bermuda money, except for this one laundromat that we found. So I'm trying to put my money into the slot to you have to get this little charge card thingy to use the machines. And it's not taking the money. I'm thinking maybe it's too wrinkly or something like that. It's because it's not Bermuda money. And it's not recognizing it. So thankfully, this guy came who was going to do his laundry. And we asked him, I'm not sure what's going on here. How do you use this machine? And he explained that he doesn't think it takes American cash. I'm like, aha. So that makes sense. How many tourists are doing laundry in Bermuda? Just us. So we ended up going up. I don't even know how far it was. It felt pretty far. It was probably a quarter mile realistically. We walked up the street, found this little coffee-esque shop, and we bought a drink or two. I think we bought water, and we asked to make change so that we can go back and use this machine. So we did, and we got our card, which I still have this little card. It's funny. It's got a chip in it, but it's not like a debit card. It's kind of like, the best way to describe it is a gift card with a chip in it for the laundromat. So we got there, we did the laundry. It took us about an hour. It is so hot. There's no air conditioning in this place. And he's like, well, at least I'm good for the rest of the trip. I'm like, yeah, you better be, because you're going to be stinking. I don't care at this point. I'm not coming back here. But it was really nice, honestly. It was quite the adventure, because now we kind of look back on this story and laugh. So we did that the first day. And then by the time we got done, where, like I said, I may live in a rural area, but we're used to places staying open till about 9, sometimes 10 o'clock. I mean, the Walmart, that's about half an hour from here. That's 24 hours. Not everything is 24 hours, obviously. So we're used to things closing around 9. On the island, they close at around 7. So we missed a few things because of that, but that was okay. The next day, we did the Crystal Caverns, which was really, really cool. But it took quite a few, it was quite a ride to get there. We had to, like, hop 2 buses and stuff like that. And, like, they say that the bus schedule, hello, how are you? They say the bus schedule, because what we were told when we booked it, every 15 minutes there's a bus. In theory, that is correct. That doesn't mean that they're going to pick you up, though. A lot of them would just shut off their, like, they're off duty, like their shift had been over, or it was their break time or lunchtime. So within an hour, you may have had a bus or two, and now the lines are backing up because of this, because we went during, like, a pretty peak season. I've thought about the Bahamas. I've had people tell me, though, that there's not much to do there, because that was something that I was considering before booking this trip, was the Bahamas, and they were like, well, I did want to do the Virgin Islands, but then that huge storm hit, and from what I think they're going to be able to be up and running for tourism this coming year. But from when I spoke to the travel agent, they weren't ready yet. At that point, when I was trying to book this trip, they still didn't have electricity, which is a shame. When my parents got married, they actually honeymooned in the Virgin Islands, and they said it was absolutely gorgeous. And I've seen the pictures, and I'm like, my God, look at that. That's beautiful. I'd love to do that. But like I said, they were destroyed a year prior, and they were still building up, because that takes time. I mean, if you see the pictures of the devastation that those poor people went through, it's insane. So we picked Bermuda because it sounded cool. The pictures looked beautiful, and it just was something that when we spoke to the travel agent as far as traveling, because we want to do more traveling, we haven't had a chance really to do that because we've always been so busy. So we made a point to this time, we're going to travel. And they recommend it, and they said this was like their favorite place to go to, and that they do it like every other year. I'm like, oh, wow. Well, it must be good if you're going every other year. And it was so much fun. The ship itself was really cool. Like, I'm kind of been on a champagne kick since the trip, because the minute you walk onto the ship, they're handing you glasses of champagne as you're coming on. I don't know, I guess maybe they want to, like, ease you off if it's like your first trip on a boat, like, to relax. But it was our first trip on a big boat like this. Like, I've been on tiny little ferries and stuff like that, but nothing quite like this experience. So I bought 2 little things of Dramamine. Not that I've ever had motion sickness before, but I was really worried being on this trip that I was going to have a serious issue with motion sickness. So the first day, like, you can feel the boat moving. I know some people, this would bother my best friend, she can't, because I wanted her to do a trip with me this coming year, and she's like, I don't think I can do the motion sickness. You get used to it. I mean, I guess if you're not sensitive to it, I apparently am not. But the first day, I was pretty nervous. I'm like, Joe, I really don't want to have a drink or two. No, I didn't go through Carnival. I went through Celebrity Cruise. What was another one that they were talking to us about? Norwegian? Norwegian something, I think it's called. Norwegian Gem. Oh my god, you had a hurricane the first night? That is horrible. That's gotta be rough water. That can't be fun. I'm sorry. But yeah, so we were on the ship and it feels weird at first, but like you got used to, like, I remember the first hour or so when we really got into good waters. Oh, you took the Norwegian. There was a Norwegian while we were there too. Really pretty ship. They got like all kinds of crazy stuff on it. I could have sworn I saw a roller coaster on that ship. Like crazy. But it was it wasn't that bad. Like I was really worried about the motion sickness thing. But like after we really got out into the water and you could feel it, it wasn't bad. So I was like, all right, we can go have a glass of champagne. They did take U.S. dollars in Bermuda. They take U.S. and they take Bermuda money. Because everything, I guess, is roughly about the same. Oh, did it? That's cool. I know they're redoing the ship that we took. We spoke to the director, and the ship is being redone. They have one, what's it called, that they're just releasing. I think it's called the Celebrity Solstice. I could be wrong. They're just coming out with a new ship, and they're going to take the one that we were on, and they're going to kind of like make it similar. I guess the ship that I was on has been in the water since like '03. So it's been it was so cool though. I really love the ship. Now I wasn't used to not having to use money on the ship. I don't know if all ships are like this, and you guys that have been on cruise ships, let me know, because this is a whole new experience for me entirely. You have to attach your credit card to oh my god, they ask for your card information, and then you have your room key, and your room key also serves as your currency. We got a bargain or a package deal where we each had like $200 in cash for the ship, so I didn't really know what that meant at the time. They were like, you could get a massage with it or something like that. Well, not everything is included on the ship. Oh, all ships are like that. Okay, I didn't know. When I mentioned to my parents, well, they never took a cruise ship. They actually went to the islands by plane. So we got the, we had a drink package included. We got the medium drink package because I didn't see the point of the really expensive one. But I did have cash, but we also did tips included in our package too, so I didn't have to worry about tips. But we had some amazing servers, so I would tip them a little extra, you know. So we did have cash to do that, and of course tipping the guys that do your rooms, because they do your rooms twice a day. In the morning, they do it all up. You know, they make your bed and everything, make it all look pretty, and then they come back later on and they get your bed ready for like to go to sleep, which is, I'd never seen that. That was so cool. Like you could tell that this is like a whole new experience for me. I'm like a kid in a candy shop here, but it was so awesome. So I would leave him a few bucks every day, and like he would leave us like a few extra like shampoo bottles and stuff like that. Obviously, you can tell this girl kind of needs it. But really cool experience. I really loved, and it's cool because all you have on there, it's something like that. They tatted. I gotta look at I still have the paperwork from when we booked it, but it was something like you said. It's about 10 per day or something like that. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, and most of the things on the ship were included. There's like maybe 4 specialty restaurants that aren't included in your package. But the cool thing is you got the money on this card, so you can go to them, and they weren't horribly priced. At least not the ones that we saw. Like for what you were getting, the food was. I'm not ignoring you. I just realized that you messaged me, though, to be honest. But some of them are. Yes, they do bill you at the end. We went over, I think, $10 somewhere around there, because we bought some souvenirs, and they had this gelato like cafe thing, which is really cool, and that wasn't included, but we had, like we said, our package included a little bit of spending money, which was kind of nice. But it was really, really cool. And the funny thing is, like, the first day, I can't tell you how many people. Oh, really? A Disney cruise would be fun. I never thought about doing one of those. I definitely want to cruise again. This, like, got my feet wet, and then it's really cool. This particular ship that we took, there wasn't a lot of children on it. I think some of the other liners. I can live without casino, to be honest with you. We did hit the casino the one day. I want to say it was our second day to Bermuda. Because we had like hit about everywhere else. We were like nosing around. We went to the pool. They had like a salt therapy bath kind of thing, which was really cool. And oh my goodness. So the second day, because you have like an itinerary as well. I had no cell service at all. I realized that on the first day, it was like tracking, like my phone was trying to track, which is why you guys didn't hear from me for like a week, because I had no service. And the international rates for my phone were like astronomical. And you can get internet on the ship, but again, that was like super expensive. And I'm like, you know what? I can deal without internet for a while. My parents knew, and I warned them ahead of time before I went on this trip because they were watching my dog, that we probably weren't going to be able to contact them until we got back. So, I mean, obviously there was an emergency situation. I could have turned the phone on. I made sure of that with my cell phone provider before leaving, because I was like, if I have to in an emergency situation, can I turn it on right then and there? Do I have to do this before I leave? And they're like, no, you'll be able to do it. Okay. So that was my main concern. So I actually had to shut off like the phone pretty much entirely, because it was like searching for satellites at some point. So I had to like completely remove it from all that, because it charges you when it's looking for those satellites. But yeah, we didn't have any cell phone, which is actually, because I mean, I'm on social media a lot, but it was also like kind of cool at the same time. I felt like we were like exploring, because you weren't looking at your phone the entire time. You were paying attention to things around you, which was really super awesome. But the yeah, like I was saying, we did go and hit the casino the second day of the ship, because they give you an itinerary every day of what's going on, different shows that are going on in the theaters. They have like different dance places. They have musical performers in different areas of the ship, all kinds of things all over the ship. You really can't get bored. You can get packages for the alcohol. I ended up getting a mid-grade package, so like I could get pina coladas, Bay Breezes. There's certain drink packages that you can get. You can get everything included. I forgot how much that was per day, to be honest with you. Where you don't have to pay a dime. Like if you want top shelf, you want Don Perignon or whatever, you can get that without any charge. So with our package, alcohol, some of it was included. Sodas and water was included. If you wanted to like to upgrade, you would have to pay like a couple extra bucks for it, which wasn't that big a deal. We were happy with our mid-grade plan. You know, as long as I got a pina colada in my hand, I was a happy girl. And you know, like some champagne, some wine. You know, I have simple needs. I don't need top shelf. I have not been to Disney World before. I remember, I think it was, what was it, the year 2000? Like they were doing a huge thing. I really wanted to go. I didn't, my parents, we grew up, you know, kind of poor. So we really couldn't afford stuff like that. We would visit family, and that was kind of like our vacations, you know. I had family in the city at some point of New York, and we would go to like the Jersey Shore. We would go and see Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building, which that's an experience you have to experience at least once. A lot of my family is gone now. They've all passed. So we don't have too much family left. Anthony and I are, me and my brother are the babies. So, do you have a theme park in your area? We have a theme park. It's a Six Flags theme park. I wanted, you know what I've always wanted to check out? And it's like a day's travel. I'd love to see Hershey Park. I think it's in Pennsylvania, but I heard like the park smells like chocolate, and it's like super, super cool. I would love to do that. But anyway, back to the itineraries on the boat. The second day, there was like a chunk of time, I think it was maybe an hour, where there was nothing in the itinerary that we saw that we liked. So I was like, let's go check out the casino just for giggles. So we went there, and we each took, I think, like $30 with us. And we went in, and I was expecting like coinage, like to put into like the slot machine. It's not like that. You have like a card or something that you put into the machine. So I think I played the one machine. There's two machines that I found. I found one with a mermaid on it, which was like up my alley. So I did like two like pulls of that thing, and like I won 50 cents. I'm like, oh yay! Okay, because they were penny slots, and I got bored. So, oh, it does smell like chocolate. That's awesome. I gotta check that out one day. I'm not a huge chocolate fan, but I just want to go. It looks so cool. And then I found another machine that had the Playboy head on it, and I love the Playboy bunny head. I'm like, well, I gotta play this. And I got nothing. Again, I got really bored really quickly. My grandmother loves casinos. And she's, I don't know how much money she must have spent there over the years. I don't even want to think about it. But she's like made like a few thousand here and there, like just from slot machines. I got bored. I got bored in less than 5 minutes on slot machines. So if you guys love slots, I'm not insulting you. It's just, it wasn't my thing. So then we found this one game. I don't even know how to describe it. So this game was the only game that actually took coin or quarters. So what you do is you put the quarter on this like little platform, and it moves like this, and it's pushing quarters, and there's like bills and stuff in there, and there's like a couple little toys, and it pushes it down into like this thing that you can catch it. No, I don't think I've ever been to Connecticut. No, I've never been there. I've never been to the Connecticut area, to be honest with you. So we found this machine, and I think we put $20 into it, just playing, like trying to get. We got a few quarters back. We were trying to get. There was this 20 like right on the edge, but they do that to get you. Like, you're never gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. From what I understand about Hershey Park, it's kind of like a smaller version of Disney, where like you got dancing, chocolate bars, like you have costumes like in chocolate bar kind of things. You can buy candy there, and there's rides like themed like Hershey's, from what I understand. I've never been to Mohegan Sun or Foxwoods. I was supposed to go in April. We were going to go to, I think it was a Comic-Con. Something like, we were going to go to some kind of geek con, me and my friends, and we were so looking forward to it. But I think Ron Stewart came, and it was like right before Easter, and so the hotel rooms, like the day after and the day before the con, were like $80, but then the day of the convention was the same time Ron Stewart was there. Adam the Woo went to it. Okay, I gotta check him out. I don't think I've ever heard of him. So the rooms for the days of the convention were the same days that Ron Stewart, I'm pretty sure that's who it was there. And it was like $300 a night. And a little expensive for our blood. So we ended up not going. Which really, really stinks. Because that's like one of my bucket list items. Like, I'm at that point where I'm trying to make a bucket list. And going to like a Comic-Con or like some kind of convention would be a lot of fun. I'd love to go to the Comic-Con in California. I know there's a huge one in New York City. The one person that I work with goes there every year. Oh, really? I'll have to check it out anyway, though. But, he goes every year to Comic-Con, and he loves it. And I know, like, I think they do Funko Pop releases, like, special editions at the convention, so I would like to do that once. I'd like to do, like, a beauty convention as well. Oh, cool. Yeah, I definitely got to check out, it's been one of the things I wanted to do for a while, is check out Hershey Park. I want to go, and I want to check out, oh my goodness, I can't even speak. Minnesota has like the world's largest mall, or America's largest mall, and the only reason why, like, it's gonna sound weird, but it's like in my Ducks I saw it. I would love to cosplay Jessica Rabbit. I've never been really much of a cosplayer, but I do love costumes. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. I don't know. I think it's fun. But yeah, I would love to do a Jessica Rabbit kind of theme. That would be cool. You have to wear the purple eyeshadow like up to here. Like, I want to do Beetlejuice for Halloween this year. I'm having trouble finding the black and white because if you get the costumes that are already created, the female ones they're trampy. I'm sorry to say it that way, but they're not tastefully done. And they leave very little to the imagination. And like I said, this is a costume I'm wearing to work, so I'm not, no. So I'm going to have to figure out, maybe I'll have to buy a men's costume and kind of like, ooh, I didn't know that Connecticut has the Peds factory. That's awesome. New thing to add to the list. That's really cool. Now, they used to be, from what I understand, Peds dispensers were originally created as like a mint. And they didn't have the little head on it. It was just like, I think it was kind of like the same thing, but without the head. Like, I've seen what they look like previously. They were supposed to be mints, and I thought that they were created in Germany originally or somewhere in Europe. It's small. That's cool, though. You know what? I like this guy on YouTube. He calls himself the carpetbagger or something, or carbagger or something like that, and he travels to like all these weird attractions and stuff. He's seen some really cool ones. He went to one was like the world's largest toy museum. Oh my god, I would die. Like, that's my dream right there. Oh really? That's cool. So like, that would be my life. It would give me a reason to collect more toys. A toy museum. Michelle, what are you buying that for? Well, it's for the toy museum, of course. I really don't have much of an excuse now. I'm just a, 30-year-old woman. Carpetbagger. Yeah, that's him. I think he's awesome. I love that guy. He always goes to like really cool and creepy attractions like all over the place. I would love that job. That would be so cool. He's been to some really cool places. He's really awesome. I really like watching his channel. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, I have some, like, the people I like following on YouTube, it's like all over the place. But he is, if you haven't checked him out, truly do. He goes to some really, really cool places. He went to the Cabbage Patch. I don't think they call it a museum. Like, where they hatch or grow Cabbage Patches. The Daily Woo. I'm definitely going to check the Daily Woo out. That sounds pretty awesome. But yeah, I think they grow Cabbage Patch Kids. I wish they had events like that here. Yes. I've heard of events where people just like dress up and, go out and just for the sake of dressing up. I am in an area, unfortunately, where they think Uggs and yoga pants is dressing up. So we're not in an area where dressing up very formal is a thing. Which really, really bites. I am definitely a fish out of water here. And I'm told that quite often. Oh, he went to Chocolate World and wasn't impressed. Okay. I still want to check it out. I want to see the video anyway. That'd be cool. What else do I want to see? I'd love to see the Declaration of Independence. I think that would be really cool. Even though I've been to New York City a few times, I've never seen the Winnie the Pooh, like the actual Winnie the Pooh stuffed animals. They're in the library. I've seen the library, but have never actually gone into it. Where have I been in New York City? I love the museums in New York City. It is so awesome. The Metropolitan is probably my favorite museum. There's so many, though. Like, they have maps of museums, and they're everywhere. They even have, like, a naughty museum. Yeah, they have, like, everything. I haven't seen the 9/11 museum yet. That's something that I would like to go to. Like, I want to go to it, but I know it's going to be, like, a very emotional thing as well. I had family living in the city at that point. And, it was scary, especially if you have family that was in those towers. Or, I've worked with people that were supposed to go down there for, like, interviews and into the towers and stuff, and they didn't because something happened. So it's really, really, like, crazy. But, yeah, my grandparents lived there, and it was scary. I remember thinking, and we called her to see if she was okay, and where she lived, she wasn't in Manhattan. She wasn't in that borough. She lived in Queens. But she was telling us, because they were making a lot of people evacuate, and she refused to leave her home. because I have an uncle who lives, I don't know the area. It's somewhere out by Long Island. And he was telling me, come by us. Maybe she couldn't because maybe there's a bridge there. I don't really know. We're talking quite a room where they show phone calls from people on the plane. That, like, I'm tearing up just thinking about it. Oh, wow. That's insane. I had an aunt that was a first responder down there, and she has what they call 9/11 disease now. And she's been very sick ever since. So I don't know if it's from the asbestos or whatever they were breathing in down there, but she was one of the first responders at the time. And she's been sick ever since. But my grandma, anyway, wouldn't leave the house, and she said that, oh, you couldn't take pics. That stinks. But she said that she saw like a tank come down her road. So that's kind of scary to be that close to something like that. And she's fine, but it was, when you have family down there and in that kind of like, what do they call it, Ground Zero-esque area, even though she was like not in Manhattan, but they were down in there, and it was just really scary. But she was fine. She's a stubborn old thing. I think that's why she's still around. But yeah, I think that it would be a very hard museum, at least for me to walk through, knowing that, because I had family there down when it happened. So, but I do want to go one day. I have seen the Rockettes. That's so cool. It's definitely something you should do at one point. I'd love to catch a Broadway show. I haven't done that since, like I said, we were young. Oh my God. I can't even remember how old I was. He did sneak a few pics. Yeah, it was one of those trips where we went down to visit family. And, when was it? I think it was before 9/11, actually. It was quite some time ago. So we went down to visit family for our vacation. And one of my grandfather's friends or whoever got them tickets to see Beauty and the Beast on Broadway. So they gave them to us, which was such a treat, guys. It was so awesome. Holy cow. Like the one scene, I don't think Beauty and the Beast is on Broadway anymore. But the one scene, it's raining. It's towards the end of the play. And I don't know how, it's some kind of a lighting effect that they use, because obviously they're not pouring water onto the stage. But it was so like realistic looking. It was so cool. I loved it. It was really, really awesome. So I would definitely want to go and see another show. Although where did I see the advertisement? I don't know if it was on like Netflix or YouTube or something along those lines. I had to have seen it on YouTube. They have SpongeBob the musical now on Broadway. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I love SpongeBob. I don't know if he can transition into musical form. I don't know. I've seen like the characters of SpongeBob, and he just looks creepy. Which they have tons of those in Manhattan too. Like really creepy knockoffy Elmos and stuff like that. Really weird. It's an experience though. Definitely an experience. So I mean, I'm thankful that I had family that lived in the area, so it was kind of cool. I don't anymore, so I don't really have a reason to go. But New York is fun. It's a fun place to visit. And their pizza is really good. Like that's the one thing I have to do when I'm in New York City is grab a slice. But the Metropolitan is definitely my favorite museum. I haven't been to the Museum of Natural History in quite some time. And it's just been, it was really cool. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up because we're losing battery life on here and I don't want it to like start cutting out or anything. I do have a goal. I like to try to travel at least twice a year. Someplace that I've never been and someplace that